Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, respected audience. I hope that you are all good. I welcome you in my new video. This video is related to great American play Death of a Salesman, which is written by great American playwright Arthur Miller. It was written in 1949 and it was one of the most famous plays of the time. Arthur Miller is considered as the greatest American playwright. When the play was performed on the stage, there were 472 consecutive performances. So from this you can imagine that how much popular the play was in that time. And the biggest reason is that this play is related to the theme of the American dream, which was a very common and general theme in those days. The play is related to a salesman, Willie Loman, who is an American and who lives in New York. The setting of the play is Brooklyn, New York. He has two sons, Biff Loman and Happy Loman, and his wife, Linda. They live together. Willie Loman is a self-centered person. We start from his character. He is a self-centered person. He is 63 years old and always he is busy in daydreaming. And he has a habit of reconstructing reality. And this is his tragic flaw as well. He lives in the present, but he thinks about the past. That's why most of the time he manipulates the realities. He is a deep daydreamer. He is a man who is mostly contradictory, angry and obsessive. And this is because of his manipulating of reality and his daydreaming. This man is governed by desire for success. He wants to be successful himself and he wants to see the very success in his children. Actually, he was the victim of the American dream, which we will discuss in detail in the ending part of the video. This man carefully selects memories and recreates past events in order to devise situations in which he is successful. So this is what his psychological problem. Willie Loman perceives himself as a failure, because failures after failures, they have changed his mind now. So still he does not become practical. He is a mediocre salesman, but he dreams to become one of the greatest salesmen of America. And ultimately, when he sees that like him, his two sons are also undone, he commits suicide so that his sons, they may have a good start and they may have a good life in coming future. So for the sake of the good of his sons, he commits suicide. So ultimately, when Willie Loman dies, this is his personal tragedy. Remember, American tragedies and the modern tragedies, they are different from the traditional and classical tragedies. In the classical and traditional tragedies, the tragic flaw of the protagonist is of very serious nature. On the other hand, the tragedy of the protagonist is the tragedy of the whole nation. It shakes the whole nation, it destroys the whole nation. It is of universal kind. But as far as the modern tragedies are concerned, like this Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, this is an individual tragedy. So the tragedy of Willie Loman is not national, it is individual. Or you can say that it is the tragedy of the family only. When we come to the character of his elder son, Biff Loman, remember, Biff is the most complex character in the play. So he is like a catalyst for the actions and dreams of his father, where he is mixing past and present and trying to bring realities into his favor. So before the Boston trip, where he saw his father indulged in an affair with a prostitute, he used to worship his father. He used to idealize his father. He used to praise his father too much. His father was like an ideal for him. But after that tragic incident, he changed his mind. He also called that his father is fake, he is a failure. So he started disliking his father. Like his father earlier, he believes that a well-liked man will have a successful future. But later on, he changed his mind. Because his father used to encourage some of his immoral activities, like theft and some other as well. So he was encouraged from the very early age by his father that I will be a successful man, there is no need to worry. So ultimately I will gain material success, I will earn money, I will become rich. But ultimately this was not the case. So this man, Biff, he considers his father fake and ultimately despises everything that was made by his father. Biff is not at all a womanizer like his brother, but he has his own world. He is always with his father. He favors the actions of his father. So he, like his father, manipulates the reality. So this was one of his very great faults. Then he is a man of such nature that he was working as a clerk of Oliver, but most of the time he used to show to people that he is assistant salesman. So this is also a struggle to manipulate the realities. So this man ultimately refuses to live the wrong philosophy of his father. And after the death of his father, he becomes very practical and he searches his own ways of life. When we come to the character of Happy Lowman, who is the younger son of Willie Lowman, he is a young version of Willie. He is like his father, especially in two regards. Number one, that like his father, he has sexual attractions towards women. He is a very expert seducer. On the other hand, he has a habit of manipulating the reality. He manipulates the realities like his father. So most of the time, his lower position is exaggerated by his father. Again, this was a kind of unreal appreciation that gives Happy nothing. Okay, Happy also conceals his lower rank in the office and he shows to people that he relates or he sits on a high post. Again, he is deceiving himself. I told you that he is a womanizer and an expert seducer. He has an art to flirt the ladies. So he earns to the extent that he could spend on them and he could have this satisfaction. Ultimately, Happy understands the reality, but after losing his father. Okay, when we come to the character of Linda, Linda is a devoted and a kind wife who is always in habit of treating his husband like a child. She knows that he had tried many times to commit suicide. That's why she's afraid about her. She even does not allow her sons to tease their father mentally. She always takes care of him. She knows that he is running the house and different installments and bills on debt, but even then she is silent. She never discourages. Rather, she tries to console her husband in that difficult tense situation. So it is said that Willie is like a child and Linda is like a mother. She treats him like a child. So she accepts all shortcomings of her husband because she's a life partner and so she loves him very much. She is very broken at the end on the death of Willie. That was very tragic. But on the other hand, she's satisfied that her sons will have a new start in life. So she's such a lady who passes her life on many compromises. or she never teases her husband. Now, when we come to the most important topic of this play, which is the theme of American Dream. So let's discuss some important points related to the American theme. Basically, the American theme, this theme of American Dream is the belief that American offers the opportunity to everyone of a good and successful life achieved through hard work. So this was in fashion throughout. And almost all characters of the play, they adopt this. They have a faith in it that American Dream was in fact a great dream and it will fulfill and it is applicable to everybody. They used to think so. But actually, it was not right. It was only a thinking. Now, every character pursues and defines American Dream in his or her own way. Basically, it is the idea from rags to riches, from extreme poverty to high riches. That America will give you an opportunity that you are so poor, but when you will work hard, you will become very, very rich. America will give you such environment. America will give you such conditions. But it is not right for all. Okay, when we come to the American Dream of Willie, it thinks that a person can become prosperous only by a mere charisma. If a man is of very attractive personality, well liked, so he will become successful. But this dream was altogether shattered. This never happened. Even his sons, they were attractive, handsome, well liked, but even then they were failures. So he thinks that only charming personality is enough for the great success and not hard work. So it means that even American Dream was manipulated by Willie because he was a dreamer. The way he used to manipulate many other realities, he was manipulating this reality as well. So even the American Dream in its true spirit was not understood and explained and believed by Willie Loman. When we come to Ben, his brother, the brother of Willie, he is the only character who embodies the American Dream. He was very poor, but ultimately he gets success after having the gold mines. So he from rags to riches formula is rightly applicable to this man who was very poor yesterday, but he becomes very rich. So he is the only person who embodies the idea of American Dream. When we come to Ben, now Ben embodies the American Dream, and now we come to Happy. Happy follows his father. Okay, and his income for women, that's all, no other income, and he is satisfied with what he has. So this is his American Dream, a very limited view about American Dream. But Biff, he is like Willie Loman at the earlier, but later on he thinks that American Dream is wrong. It is not real. It cannot bring success, and it cannot give you what you think. So he changes his mind after Willie's father, after the death of Willie, his father, and then he starts manual work, and he is satisfied with the earning that he has. So Willie distorts the idea of American Dream. The other characters, they have their own mind. Okay, when we come to the some most important themes of this play, they are American Dream, and some other themes are abandonment and betrayal. Abandonment means the way Willie's sons, they abandoned him, especially Biff abandons his father. In the very way, Willie abandons the realities, and ultimately he abandoned this world, his life, for the sake of the future, expected future prosperity of his sons. On the other hand, betrayal, the way the people, they betray their pledges, their promises, their faiths, and the betrayal of the son, Biff, of the betrayal of Biff towards his father, that was also very crucial, and there are some other betrayals in the play as well. So play is an very important combination of memories, dreams, confrontations, and arguments. Okay, where there is the daydreaming of Willie. Willie is unable to accept the truth and retreats the past due to his grand fantasies of success. Now we conclude this short lecture. Death of a salesman is a tragedy. Its end is very tragic, where a man does not remain a man, rather he becomes a product. That he could not gain success which he was desiring according to the idea of the American dream. But now what is left for him? He is ready to kill himself. Very ironic. He is ready to kill himself so that the insurance money could go to his family, his wife and his children, so that they could pay the debts. And number two, they could have a new start in the coming future. So this was the end of this play. Hopefully you must have understood this video. Thank you so much. We will meet in the next video soon. Allah Hafiz.